What's up, it's Tony back with another episode of the It's Tony podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. So tonight, the Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Atlanta Falcons, and a lot of the game was lackluster. I thought that the Eagles would clearly beat the Falcons, but it was a close game for majority of the game, and it really got interesting towards the end. There's like 2 minutes and change on the clock, and the Eagles have the ball, and Jalen Hurts passes it to Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley does not catch the pass, and it just was a trash attempt to catch the ball. Like, the ball was in your hand. It was no reason why you dropped it. Another thing about that drive, I don't understand why, if you're going to pass it, why not try to pass it to your best receiver? Devonta Smith is your best receiver on the field. And sometimes, I know that he might have had like 9 catches or 7 catches tonight, and he did good, but I just feel like Jalen Hurts doesn't use Devonta Smith enough. In that situation where you're trying to close out the game, I don't think you're really trying to get a field goal. I think you're trying to get a touchdown. Why are you trying to pass it to Saquon Barkley instead of just going with the more sure thing with Devonta Smith? I think Devonta Smith needs to be involved in the passing game even more, especially with A.J. Brown out. I think you should overuse him. That may be just my opinion. I like Devonta Smith. I actually think he is better than A.J. Brown in that system because I like Devonta Smith is more of a pure wide receiver. I think that A.J. Brown is more of a bigger wide receiver that can catch the ball over other people and catch it in contact and just use all of his athleticism against the defender. Whereas with Devonta Smith, he actually runs routes really well and he can actually catch the ball. I just think that without A.J. Brown, I think you should use Devonta Smith even more, especially in that situation. So after Saquon Barkley doesn't catch the ball, the Eagles kick a field goal. Now Atlanta gets the ball back, and Kirk Cousins, if it wasn't Kirk Cousins, if we didn't know that was Kirk Cousins, we would say that he looked like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. The way he terrorized that Philadelphia Eagles defense on that last drive, it looked like he was playing against a college defense where he's just way better than their defense. He was making every pass. He didn't have a lot of pressure on him, and he just beat their ass bad on that last drive. He gets the touchdown. They kick the field goal. Now it's 21-22. The Eagles get the ball back. And this is where sometimes I understand why people criticize Jalen Hurts, because this interception did not need to happen. I know that the clock wasn't on his side, but I felt like that pass that he threw, 1, it was not even a good throw. 2, it was rushed. It felt like he just said, fuck it, Devonta Smith is down there, let me pass it to him. I feel like the Eagles are more of a running team than a passing team, and I think that that's all fine and dandy for the regular season, but I think when it really starts to matter the most, I think they need to be more confident in Jalen Hurts to make these passes, and on that last drive, he just made a dumb mistake. I think that he should have just made better decisions on that last drive so they could get closer to even try to get a field goal. I don't really blame this on Jalen Hurts because his defense put him in a bad position. But if your defense does put you in a bad position, I feel like as a franchise quarterback, you're supposed to be able to show them like they can count on you even if they mess up. Whereas at the end of this night, I feel like everybody is leaving saying, damn, Kirk Cousins looked like he was the better quarterback tonight. It's one game. Do I think Atlanta Falcons are better than the Eagles? Hell no. But on this night, they were better. And what makes it even worse is that Jason Kelce was talking a lot of shit. I know that's his former team. He loves them, so he might have been adding a little extra on what he was saying. But he said that the Philadelphia Eagles was going to win by 50.
Falcons. Just kidding, baby. Birds by 50. Let's go!
And the last play that we seen from the Eagles offense that night was Jalen Hurts throwing a pick. It just looked bad for Jason Kelce. And I know that he had to be in the booth like, damn, if I was on the field, I would change it. I feel like if I'm Jason Kelce and I see my team lose like that with me commentating, with me hyping them up, saying that we going to win by 50, and then I see y'all lose because the defense was trash and Jalen Hurts threw a pick, I'm like, damn, I definitely could help. On to other things. While watching this slow-ass football game, I was on TikTok and I'm scrolling, and I seen Honey Long performing her song Ruin Me on Jimmy Kimmel, and I was like, damn, that song is fire. So I went to check because I heard that she had an album, and I listened to the album. I listened to it about 3 times, and today I'm going to give y'all my review on the album and what I heard. I came to the conclusion that I believe that Money Long is a great vocalist. I think she's a great songwriter, and I think that she does great arranging her songs. The only critique is that I don't think Money Long is a star. Although she has songs like Hours and Hours and Made for Me, I think those songs were two abnormal songs for Money Long. Not saying that she's not able to make those songs more, but I feel like those two songs compared to the album that I listened to, I don't feel like she has a bunch of those standout records like those two songs. She can write. Her voice is great. I love how she was stacking her vocals. I love all of the vocal arrangements on the album, but something about the album just wasn't amazing me. Like, she's checking off all of these boxes, but there's one box that she's not checking for me, and I feel like that one box is what is missing from her becoming a star. So after listening to the album, I went and I looked at the interviews that she had talking about the album just to see if I was missing something. I listened to the interview on the Breakfast Club, and then I listened to the interview with Nadeska. And the interview with Nadeska, I think it was a way better interview, and you get more insight on Money Long as an artist. But I think that kind of feel like she doesn't know who her audience is.
I also think, there's like this taboo thing about age. I think I'm older than a lot of these people who are online. And also the things that I would like to talk about, a lot of the people who listen to my music can't relate to that stuff. Especially being married, like I just am doing different things. I'm traveling, I'm exploring, like I'm learning about like high level stuff. So other than like teaching people songwriting and teaching them things related to music, or maybe showing them beauty hacks or, things like that, there's really no substance that I can give them that they would connect with.
It came off as she believes that her audience is the TikTok audience. I don't think that is really your audience, and I don't think that you should cater to that audience. I think that you should cater to the audience that's older than the majority of TikTok. So let's say 25 and up, 30s and up, and talk about the things that you are doing in your life, because like Nadeska said, those are the people that you can be real with and you can be authentic with and you can show your personality with without feeling like you have to be performative just so you could connect to an audience that's really not your audience.
As I was listening to the song 30s on the album, right, being at an age in your 30s where you're more established, things are more secure, but also feeling like you might have to be too performative to connect with a different set of people. But in actuality, there's a lot of people like me who would love to hear more from someone like you because we're going through similar things in life. And I don't feel like, especially in hip hop and R&B spaces, that's really talked about enough.
I don't think the TikTok audience is your main audience. I think your audience now is an R&B crowd. And I believe that a lot of people that like R&B and that are buying and streaming R&B albums are 25 and up. And you can get in your bag and talk about the things that you're really doing, like traveling and all of those things, and the things that you're doing as a 36-year-old, because they can relate to that. And I think that it will help you because it will come off as more personable and be able to show your personality. Whereas on this album, I hear songs where they're talking about feelings and emotions, but it didn't come off as authentic. It didn't make me have a connection or a feeling about what you were singing, although you were singing it very well and the way you wrote it was very well. Some of these songs came off as generic and cliche. For instance, Played Yourself. I like that song, but it came off as cliche. It didn't come off as you were trying to do something different or something true to you. It came off as you were making a song to cater to people that feel that way rather than making a song about how you feel. And I felt that with a few songs on the album. Other songs that I liked on this album was Superpower. I liked 30s. I felt like it was a great blend of your vocal mastery. And I think it was also a great blend of relatability. It was a great song. I think you did a great job with that song. I also love Waste No Time. I think you went crazy vocally. Like, your voice is amazing. Also love the interlude, Reverse. It was a great song. It was a great interlude and it seemed fun. Songs that I didn't like were Revenge. I did like the end of the song. Like, I loved the end of the song. But Revenge wasn't really for me. The Baddest wasn't really for me. I would just chalk it up to I'm a boy, but it wasn't for me. I also wasn't the biggest fan of Things I Never Said, but I know that other people will be. I can hear it. Like, that's why this song, I'm not like, why did she have it on her album? But I'm just like, it's not for me. Now, for songs that I did not like at all, and I was questioning why is this on her album, were Bessie. It was just cliche, but terrible cliche. The song is basically an R&B version of Doja Cat and Sweetie, That's My Best Friend. And it was just corny to me. Then the collab between Money Long and Glorilla, that song is terrible. The chorus is amazing. Money Long is singing amazing on this album. Almost every song that she's singing amazing. But it was not for me. I did not like it. I don't know why it was on there. I don't know why you put Glorilla on this song. Glorilla did not sound good. And when she was doing that auto-tune or singing, it was terrible. It was not needed. I don't understand why she was on this album. And Glorilla is having a run right now. I would not deny it. And she's making great songs right now. But this verse was ass. It was ass. A song that I forgot to mention, Ruin Me, and the performance that she did on Jimmy Kimmel is amazing. It is amazing. I think Money Long should do a song with Jasmine Sullivan because they both are great vocalists. And I also think that Money Long should do acting where in the movie she gets to sing, because I think that Money Long has like a movie singing voice where her singing and what she can do with her voice is her whole personality. And I think that it will get her a lot of fans, but it will also show people that she can really, really sing. I think that she would benefit from just putting herself out there more. If I'm rating this album, I have to compare it to other R&B artists that I really, really like SZA, like Summer Walker, like Kiana Lede, like Raven Lenae, like Kehlani. And when I compare it to those artists, I think that vocally she is as good as them or even better than a lot of them. But as an artist making an album, I don't think that her album is anywhere near any of their albums. I think that Money Long's album, if I was rating it, I would give it a 5.5. And the 5.5 is strictly off of her writing ability and what she could do vocally. I think that if she makes better songs, if she picks better beats, I think that you will see that she has the ability to be a star. But based on the things that I am seeing, I don't think that she's going to be a star. That's what I'm saying at this moment. Nothing in this album showed me or made me think like, oh, Money Long could be a star. All I got from this album is that she can really sing. She is great with vocal arrangement, and she's a great writer. Besides that, I didn't get anything else from this album. So shout out to Money Long, and I'll be listening to the next album to see if you added anything and if you changed anything. Staying in music, I seen the album sales for LL Cool J album, and all I'm gonna say is, wasn't I right? Because he only sold 16,000. I seen one report say 16,000. I see another one say 17,000. So it's between 16 and 17,000. But regardless, that is trash. And I heard Jermaine Dupri say back in the days when they were selling albums, if you sold 20,000 albums, you would not even be looked at. You would get laughed at.
The era that I came in the music industry, if you sold 28,000 copies, you didn't get no other chance to even walk in the building again.
You're fired.
Like, niggas was not talking to you if you sold 28,000 records.
And put that in perspective now. When Jermaine Dupri said that, he was speaking on Sexy Red selling that amount of albums. LL Cool J sold less than Sexy Red. And in this video, I'm going to post a picture of a few people that he sold less than. And it is crazy. Some of these people he should not be selling less than, and it comes off as disrespectful. Because none of those people that are above him, in the grand scheme of things of hip-hop and rap, they're not a big piece of the story at all. Like, they're forgettable. But what this album showed, even though I think that it was a cool, calm album from a legend, what this album showed is that maybe other people weren't that big of a fan. And it also showed why my take of saying I don't believe that LL Cool J should even put an album out right now, I believe that that is a correct take. Because I think that it makes hip-hop legends look bad when they come into this era and they try to put out an album in this era and they do all the promotion. They go up to radio stations. They go on the VMAs Awards. They do everything that you're supposed to do to get a bunch of people to be interested and want to go buy their album. And then you see that they are not getting no traction and people are not going to buy their album. It just makes hip-hop and rap look bad. People are looking at LL Cool J saying, yo, he's a legend. And now LL Cool J is making an album now and it's not connecting with fans because they're not streaming or buying his album. Although I'm saying that I'm right and I knew that this was going to happen, especially I knew it was going to happen when Big Sean sold how much he sold. But seeing it come into reality, I'm like, damn. My question is also, why didn't people give it a listen? I gave it a listen. I streamed it. And I took some songs from it. And I tried to listen to it again and again. It wasn't for me, but it was a cool, calm album from a legend. And I showed my support and I showed my respect and my love for the album that he came out with. I just wonder, is there any legend from back then that could come back now and put an album out and it would sell well? So is this a failure for LL Cool J? I hope that LL Cool J don't come out ranting or something about the album sales or does an interview where he's like, oh, y'all don't respect legends. I just hope that that doesn't happen. I doubt it will happen, but I just have to say it. I hope it does not happen. I don't want to see the old head ranting because you didn't have to put an album out to even look bad, because I'm telling you guys, when you see the people that outsold LL Cool J, a legend, you're going to be like, that doesn't look right. That looks bad. I'll end this conversation with, I don't think LL Cool J should have put out an album. My last thing on music, What's the Dirt, a very poppin' YouTube channel that does deep breakdowns on music and did a great breakdown on 616 in LA. They just released a breakdown on Family Matters. And I don't know if this might be a conspiracy, but I think that the timing of the video and the breakdown of Family Matters, I think that it's a bit of a coincidence. First, all the uproar with Kendrick Lamar performing at the Super Bowl in New Orleans over Lil Wayne. A lot of people were feeling away about that. Kendrick Lamar also put out a song. Now he getting a bunch of people saying the song is trash and Kendrick Lamar is not making no bangers, and he also adding that he shouldn't be performing at the Super Bowl. Then you get Lil Wayne coming out talking about, oh, I really felt bad about that, and basically adding on to the uproar. People are giving him sympathy and giving him pity, and then they're also bashing Kendrick Lamar. Then you get an article that comes out saying that during a Not Like Us video, restaurants in LA were losing money because of Kendrick Lamar and the Not Like Us video. Then today, What's the Dirt comes out with a breakdown of Family Matters, a diss to Kendrick Lamar from months ago, and he released the video. It was a 2-hour and 23-minute long video of him breaking down every angle that Drake took in Family Matters and trying to verify if it's true or not and putting things together. And I know that Kendrick won the battle. And it looked like Kendrick won the war because Kendrick is performing at the Super Bowl. A lot of these things are coming back to back to back, basically bashing and having like a smear campaign toward Kendrick because of the Super Bowl and after the Super Bowl. I don't know. Watch it if you want to. I'm going to watch it. I watched a little bit of it, but it's a 2-hour long video, so I'll watch some of it. And in the video, some of that stuff can be damaging to Kendrick Lamar. Do I think that it will make enough noise to alter something? No. Kendrick Lamar clearly won that battle, and it is what it is. But it's just a coincidence that all of these things are coming out after they announced that Kendrick Lamar will be performing at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. I don't know about y'all. Y'all can tell me if I'm bugging in the comments, but is it a coincidence? I don't know. But what I do know is make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. It's Tony from the It's Tony podcast, and we cooking up, man. The views is going up, the subscribers is going up, and I just have to say a thank you. I know I keep saying thank you a lot, but I do appreciate everybody that subscribes and tell a friend to tell a friend, everybody that likes, everybody that comments. I appreciate you guys, and let's continue to grow. I'll see you guys next time in the next video.